Y'all Remy Ma said, "I didn't cheat first, I just finished what he started." That voice, raw and defiant, echoed through the grainy audio clip that hit the blogs at 2 a.m. like a digital bomb. Remy Ma, in what's being called her off-the-record meltdown, is heard calling out Papoose not as the loyal, black love icon fans always praised, but as the man who quietly betrayed her while she was behind bars. And here we thought we knew the whole story. See, we were busy pointing fingers at Remy for linking up with 50 Cent, the late-night studio sessions, the eye contact, the not-so-subtle captions. But according to this leak, that was just payback. And in her words, "Y'all crowned him for holding me down. But tell me who was holding him back." The streets are scrambling. Because this isn't just about one cheating scandal anymore. This is a timeline war. A narrative chessboard. And Remy's not playing innocent, she's flipping the damn table. She claims Pap and Claressa had history way before the rumors started. While she was locked up, writing bars and fighting charges, they were already texting, booking events, supporting each other's grind. What fans saw as Claressa being the new flame. Remy calls it a long game. And it gets worse. According to a source who claims to have been part of Remy's inner circle, Pap would attend motivational speaking gigs with Claressa as early as 2017. Nothing scandalous at the time. But now, with all that's happened, the optics are grim. Especially after Remy allegedly found a handwritten poem tucked in one of her old letters, unsigned, but according to her, definitely not written for her. The clip continues. Remy's voice is low, almost tired. "I wasn't perfect, but I was loyal. And when I stepped out with 50, I wasn't being messy. I was being honest about what I needed." And just like that, Twitter exploded. Hashtag Remy knew. Hashtag Ka played first. Hashtag 50 was bound, all trending within hours. Fans who were calling Remy everything under the sun last week, now they're debating whether they owe her an apology. But 50 Cent? Oh, he loved this. Minutes after the leak, he posted a meme on Instagram showing Remy sitting in a throne made of broken clocks with the caption, "She said it was just her time." Then he deleted it. Classic. Meanwhile, Claressa Shields is suspiciously quiet. No interviews, no quotes. Just one story post, a boomerang of her hand in Pap's with the song Loyal by Chris Brown playing in the background. Deliberate? Petty? Both. But here's where it turns. The leak wasn't accidental. Insiders claim the interview was recorded months ago, a therapeutic rant during a podcast pre-interview that was never meant to air. So how did it surface? Some fingers point toward 50. Others are saying it was leaked by a former stylist who's had beef with Remy over an unpaid invoice. Regardless of who pushed the button, one thing is clear. Remy Ma no longer cares who's watching. In fact, she's feeling it. The day after the clip broke, she popped out at brunch in Brooklyn in a black satin jumpsuit that had Timeline Tamer embroidered on the back. She didn't speak to the paparazzi. She didn't smile. But she wore a gold chain that spelled Fine as She'd. And that brings us here, to a world where black love is on trial, loyalty is subjective, and the fans, we're the jury. The Claressa Pap honeymoon vibes have dimmed, and Remy's comeback arc just got new legs. But is this damage control or revenge in HD? Whatever it is, it's working. Because for the first time in months, Remy Ma isn't just trending. She's winning the narrative. And this is just the beginning. For a while, it felt like the internet had chosen sides. Some were defending Remy. She was betrayed first. Others weren't so forgiving. So what? That's not how you fix it. But while the world debated, Claressa Shields made her move in full HD. A perfectly curated 90-second Instagram reel dropped. Mood lighting, matching outfits. Claressa and Papoose playing chess in a high-rise suite, champagne glasses on the side. And the caption, "When you're busy building, the noise becomes background." Fans were stunned. Not by the video, by the placement. It dropped exactly 30 minutes after Remy's leak went viral again on the Shade Room. Coincidence? Absolutely not. And while the internet was decoding that move, Papoose showed up at a charity event in DC with Claressa. Hand in hand, smiling, relaxed. Press photos were already circulating before the event even ended. That wasn't just a flex, that was a media chessboard checkmate. But then came the second leak. This one wasn't an interview. It was a handwritten note allegedly found inside Remy's old recording studio locker. It read, "Pap, I held you down while you were out. You couldn't even hold me up while I was in. Dated 2018. Initials at the bottom, nobody knows how it surfaced. But it landed like thunder. Suddenly, the Remy Pap 50 triangle wasn't just recent chaos, it was years in the making. A slow emotional war disguised as a power couple image. Then 50 Cent, in true 50 fashion, reposted the note with a caption. They said black love was unbreakable. Turns out, it was just bendable as hell. He followed it with a gif of himself sipping vitamin water. Of course. Meanwhile, Claressa's PR team went silent. No tweets, no interviews, just a photo posted to her story. An ultrasound image blurred with a rose emoji. No caption. The internet cracked open. The baby trap theory resurfaced overnight. Old posts of Claressa hinting at motherhood. A suspicious 6-month-old caption that said, training for the long run, not just the ring. Blogs went full conspiracy mode. She planned this. She was manifesting Pap for years. Remy's just salty because her power move backfired. And yet, through all this noise, Remy Ma went quiet. Until 10:07 p.m. last night. She dropped a new snippet. Just her in the studio, mic in front, beat playing slow, and her voice rapping. Told me to trust him, he built me a cage. Crowned me in private, played me on stage. I wrote his name in my bars with pride, while he booked events with his side. No tags, no names, no caption, just bars, but the shade, Himalayan level cold. The audio alone sparked 3 TikTok trends, 1 Twitter thread claiming Remy is the real victim, and a YouTube live debate with over 30 viewers midstream. But behind the smoke, something else is bubbling. A small but growing group of insiders claim that Remy might be in talks for a docuseries deal. Working title, Loyalty Tax. The rumor mill says it's a behind-the-scenes deep dive on betrayal, black love, and rebuilding power after public humiliation. And guess who's reportedly in talks to narrate? 50 Cent. Yes, you read that right. Mr. Petty himself, turning heartbreak into Hollywood. Again, Remy's silence may not be surrender. It might be a rebrand in progress. And Papoose. Some sources say he's uncomfortable with Claressa's new energy. That ever since the ultrasound post, he's been less involved behind the scenes. Someone from his camp even said, he didn't expect it to move this fast. But it's too late to slow down. The public's invested. The battle lines are drawn. And what started as whispers in Remy's leaked audio is now a full-blown public unraveling of what we thought were black love goals. Only now, we're asking, was Remy ever really the villain? Or just the only one brave enough to tell the whole story? It all could have ended quietly. A few statements, some unfollows, maybe a diss track or 2. But no, this wasn't that kind of war. This was a pride-fueled, tea-boiling, timeline-splitting showdown, and in true Remy Ma fashion, the grand finale started with a DM leak. Screenshots emerged. Alleged messages between Remy and Papoose, time-stamped, screen-recorded, with captions like, "Please just say the truth. You were gone before I was." The messages hinted at late-night calls, secret meetups before the public breakup, and Remy begging him to admit he emotionally checked out long before Claressa arrived. But the wildest part? One message from Pap, in reply, "If you hadn't gone to 50, I might have tried to fix this." And just like that, Twitter turned on him. Because until now, everyone saw Pap as the silent king. But this message painted a different picture. Not a loyal husband, but a man who waited until his wife cracked, then walked away looking clean. Hashtag manipulative king trended for 6 hours straight. Claressa, she stayed unbothered, or at least pretended to be. Her next story post showed her at a photo shoot, wearing a satin robe with Pap's girl embroidered on the back. But fans zoomed in and noticed something else. Her expression was off. Gone was the smugness. In its place, something almost unsure. And maybe it was nothing. Or maybe she knew what was coming. Because the very next morning, Papoose dropped a video. No filters, no music. Just him sitting in a chair, looking straight at the camera. A lot's been said. And I stayed quiet out of respect. But let's be real, we all played a part in this. And some things shouldn't be said online. But I will say this, I loved Remy. I still do. We both failed. And I'm not proud of how it ended. Mic drop. Even Claressa didn't repost it. Remy, however, did, with one word. Closure. And just when fans thought this was the end, 50 Cent entered the chat one last time. He posted a clip from an unreleased track. No name drops, but bars that felt too perfectly timed. She said he held her down, till he dropped her slow. I scooped her from the ashes, gave her gold from the smoke. Love ain't loyalty, it's who claps when you grow. Caption: premiere soon. FTDO fed Remy Ma. Wait, what? Yep, looks like Remy and 50 weren't just messing around. They were in the studio cooking a track. And now that track's about to drop. The comments were instant chaos. She really flipped betrayal into a banger. Claressa better drop something quick. Pap is about to cry in the dark. Meanwhile, BET posted an exclusive. Remy Ma is reportedly in talks to executive produce a limited series called Paper Crowns, a fictionalized retelling of her own life. With names changed, allegedly. And who's attached to play the male lead? A 50 Cent lookalike. So let's review. Remy lost Pap, then exposed Pap, then flipped Pap's silence into sympathy, and turned it into a streaming deal, a new song, and a docuseries. As for Claressa, rumors say she's pulling out of 2 upcoming fights. No official statement yet. But insiders claim there's tension behind the scenes, and that Pap's been less available since the apology video. Because sometimes being the rebound isn't the win you think it is. And Remy? Remy didn't just win the war. She rewrote the script and played every character. She was the villain, the victim, the icon, and now she's the final word.